Boris Todbringer and Aldebrand Ludenhoff pushed into Hochland with lightning speed and asserted their control over the province. Aldebrand then set out in search of Festus the Leech Lord, who was rumoured to still be lurking in the depths of the forest. Erasmus and Willard had found similar success in Nordland, sweeping aside the armies of the Unliving and the Fimir of Rancor Hold. The two generals continued eastward, toward the province of Ostland, which had been occupied by the Greenskins. The Count of Solland, Johann Toppenheimer, attacked Reichland from the south and secured town after town in his bloody campaign. The armies of the Emperor struggled and ultimately failed to turn back the ruthless assault, and the province was secured. Wissenland, which had declared its support for the Emperor, launched a counter-attack into Reichland, as well as launching 2 sieges on Weildorf, but was soundly defeated on all fronts. The vampire lords of the Unliving were quickly running out of refuge. Willot van Noort eagerly pushed on and besieged the port city of Solkulten. The weak garrison they found defending the town was of no challenge to Willard's grizzled host, and the city was taken.
By Sigma's right!
To the south, Erasmus arrived at the walls of Berlangen and assumed control of the town. In Hochland, Aldebrand Ludenhoff continued his search for the Leech Lord. After failing to locate any sign of the enemy, the search was almost called off, until the army stumbled upon the unmistakable, grimy and diseased remains of a Fechendike camp. Though the Leech Lord had moved on, Aldebrand was determined to enact his vengeance upon the foul servant of Nurgle that had laid waste to his homeland, and pursued the foe across the river. Boris and his army had endured a bitter struggle across the southern parts of Hochland as they battled their way through cultists and greenskins. After spending some time in Hergig to recover his strength, Boris set out once again and laid siege to the nearby Fort Corva. Boris positioned his forces on the eastern side of the city and unleashed the explosive power of his mortars.
Greenskin scum! Don't turn your back on those goblins!
The greenskins pulled back deeper into the city in an attempt to shelter themselves from the mortar fire. Boris responded and moved his forces in closer.
We are steadfast!
Boris ordered his men to move closer still toward the city. The Greenskins attempted to scare off the besieging humans by launching an attack on the left flank. The commanding Greenskin shaman was spotted flying above the city atop a great winged beast. Boris quickly made his way toward the enemy commander. If he could be slain, the Greenskin morale would take a serious blow. The assault on the left flank had successfully been turned away. Boris Todbringer had got the better of his greenskin foe, who attempted to flee. The Grand Duke of Middenland pursued the shaman over the rooftops of the town. The disorganized and panicked greenskins moved erratically around the city, slowly being picked off by the mortar crews. After seeing off the greenskin commander, Boris spotted an enemy artillery battery attempting to move into position. He descended from the sky, crashing down atop the goblin crewmen. A unit of orcs hurried to their defense.
to fear. Us, I say. I hope the battle wizards have a few spells up their
The Greenskins managed to cobble together a vague sense of cohesion and launched a second assault on the left flank. The mortar ammunition had been spent, and the signal was given for the infantry to press into the city. After a short struggle, the greenskin morale faltered, and they fled from the city.
This stinks! Get going!
Following his decisive victory over Elspeth von Draken, Christian van Noort sought to deliver further humiliation to the armies of Nuln, and turned his attention to the Wissenland-occupied town of Kemperbad.
Forward to victory!
Anticipating the angry soldiers of Johann Toppenheimer bearing down on them, Nuln managed to put together some semblance of a defence. They stationed the bulk of their defences in the city's Alterstadt district, the most heavily fortified section of the city. This did not deter the Count of Summoned, who moved on the city and laid siege. Siege works had scarcely begun before the defending garrison sallied out from behind the walls and attacked, hoping that a quick assault would scare off the besiegers. Johann had achieved great success in previous battles by moving his forces to a defensive position and sending forth his court wizard Dolf Hasselhoff to harass the enemy with magical attacks, forcing them to move forward.
Look out! Spellcaster!
The Wissenland cavalry was quickly dispatched, just in time for the infantry to close the gap. Many had criticized Johann for his decision to hire ogre mercenaries into his army, but the results spoke for themselves. He sometimes wondered if it was ethical to underfeed them in order to provide motivation on the battlefield, but war calls for tough decisions.
Fight, men! Fight for our right to live! Bring them to their knees! The gods have abandoned us! Panic gods!
The enemy infantry began to break. The sullen cavalry, which had been concealed in the woodland, emerged and chased down those that tried to flee before they could reach the safety of the city walls.
As long as we have done don't give them an inch!
Christian once again crossed the Reich with his army, this time laying siege to Kemperbad. The city was scarcely garrisoned and gave way without much of a fight.
Weapons at the ready!
In Fyldor, the Solander general Michael Tromp-Zoon had amassed a new army. Taking advantage of the chaos in Wissenland, he moved north and laid siege to Wissenberg.
Into the fray!
Very few of the Norn garrison managed to escape the battle and return to the city. With very little in the way of resistance, Johann marched his forces into the Outstadt district, securing a foothold in the city. A small Wissenlander force had arrived at the Halbinsel district, though if this was all they could bring to bear, the city would surely fall in no time. With nowhere left to shelter, the vampire lords of the unliving were finally defeated for good. The great Castle Van Rauken, an important strategic asset in the northern provinces, was now within striking distance of Willard van Noort. Destroying the Lord Greenskin host and securing the keep would be a great feat that even the stadtholder could not ignore. Willard readied the men and moved out. Willard began on the siege works, but quickly changed his mind. Erasmus was nearby, and would have nothing more than wresting control of the siege away from his younger brother. Willard instead had his men prepare for battle and stormed the walls. Willard could not allow the siege to become drawn out, and prepared his battle plan for a quick and decisive victory. His men would focus their strength on a single small section of the walls and establish entry into the city, whilst Willard used his aerial advantage to seek out the Greenskin commander and slay him.
Lucas's head flew by me!
The greenskin commander was soon laying dead upon the ground. As the men fought inch by inch for control of the walls, Willott flew deeper into the city, seeking out and massacring the greenskin archers. After a ferocious fight, the infantry began to take control of the walls and move down to the lower ground. Franz Rothmar hammered his way through the gates and charged into the greenskins from the rear. Two distinct battles had emerged within the city, with neither side of either battle having a distinct advantage over the other. The Marienburg infantry had emerged victorious in the smaller of the two conflicts and chased their quarry into the city. With the walls secured, the crossbowmen scaled the ramparts and moved into the city, providing supporting fire to their comrades. The second greenskin defense also faltered.
Wolves! Orcs! They must all die!
The final shreds of resistance broke, and Willard led his men through the streets, cutting down every greenskin too slow to flee.
Death to the enemy!
The men spent the evening drinking and feasting and taking some well-earned rest. Willard had long lost his appetite for such indulgences, even when he had occasion to celebrate. You sent for me, Lord Willard. When we first met, I asked you who you were, and you lied to me. After your miraculous recovery, I asked you again, and for a second time, you lied to me. I have written a letter to the capital, asking for them to verify your identity. To no great surprise, they have no knowledge of you. You are no priest, and you certainly do not have the ear of the stadtholder. I will ask you one last time, and if you refuse me the truth, I shall take your head here and now. Who are you? I have perhaps embellished certain elements of my story, but I am no liar. I told you that I am a priest, and that I am your friend. Both of these statements are true. I have no patience for riddles. Speak plain, unless you would prefer to die tonight. It is true that you have been lied to, but not by me. Your brothers, the stadtholder, or those high lords of the directorate, they have lied to you. There was more in that letter from the capital, wasn't there? Perhaps details of how Marienburg's recent conquests are to be divided up. Erasmus van Noort, the Count of Reichland. Christian van Noort, Duke of Nordland. Johann Toppenheimer, he is to become Duke of Null, as well as retaining his position as Count of Solland. Nothing for you, though. Willard van Noort is to remain simply Willard van Noort. It's shameful, really. But there is one out there who sees your value, who has sent me to find you and bring you truth. The Lord of Change embraces you, Willard van Noort. It would please my prince greatly if you would only accept his friendship and ascend to the greatness of which you are capable. I had my suspicions about you, but I am grateful to hear it from your own mouth. Say a final prayer to your dark god if you wish, and I will take your head. No, you won't. If you intended to do so, the deed would have already been done. Or at least, you would have heard my confession before an audience, instead of a private conversation. You can let down your guard, Lord Willard. I am truly forever a loyal servant and friend to the King of Ostland. Chaos has muddled your mind, cultist. There is no King of Ostland. There is, or at least there could be, if you would only claim his crown. After much searching, the Count of Hockland finally located the Leech Lord. His forces greatly outnumbered those of the Nurglite cultists, and the men of Hockland eagerly awaited their opportunity to deliver their payback. The engineers had worked tirelessly on constructing fearsome new artillery for Aldebrand's army. Watching the rockets light up the enemies of Hochland almost brought a tear to the proud Count's eye. The cultists recognized the danger of the artillery battery and made a point of trying to destroy it. Aldebrand would not let his prized possessions be taken away without a fight, and positioned heavily armored knights nearby to defend them. The rockets had done a fantastic job of thinning out the Fecundite ranks before the lines met. The ferocious warriors of Hochland soon finished the job. The cultists fled. However, the missile cavalry had brought with them a large supply of ammunition and thought it a shame to let it go to waste. Thank you for watching. I just want to give you a rough view of where the channel is going over the next few weeks. I mentioned in one of my posts that I would be playing the Bretonnia campaign through to the end, to avoid any future game updates messing with the campaign. It has taken me a little longer than I expected, but we are nearly there, and work on the next Bretonnia campaign video will begin shortly. In regards to this series, the Marienburg series, I had said, I think just before episode 9, that I thought we were around the halfway point. Now I've got a much clearer picture of where we are. I can say that I definitely overestimated how much further there was to go, and we are nearing the end. Depending on how it turns out in the editing, the next video will either be the finale or the one after. I still plan on doing the final video as a double length, so it just depends on how much is left to do. Once this series is complete, I'm going to take a short break and focus solely on the Bretonnia campaign before I start a third. I've not yet made a decision on what the third campaign will be. I do want to do something that's a bit different from what we've done so far, and I do have a vague idea of what I'd like to do. But I'm always open to suggestions. Thank you so much to everyone that has stuck with me this far. I am a newbie at making videos, and I know they're still very rough around the edges. So I greatly appreciate you sticking with me, and I hope I can make it worth your time. Thank you.